let's talk about winter fishing and what the bleep is going on. Why is it so difficult to catch a fish in the wintertime?
I mean, for us, one of the things is I've been trying to like find some new areas and just doing some exploring. So a lot of times with the redfish, especially during the winter, they're schooled up. So it's not like during the summertime where they're kind of spread out where you can, work a shoreline, fish a shoreline, or fish a drop off, or, something like that. With wintertime, when they're schooled up like that, you got to find them. And then once you find them, you have to use, certain techniques to get them to bite, because in the summertime, they're a little more aggressive and they'll come after your baits. And, in the wintertime, you basically got to put it in front of their nose.
Yeah, I read something when I was researching winter fishing that it says like, do they move slower, or you just need to hold the line still more than you might? I don't know.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Just fish everything you do, just do it slower, because they're trying to conserve energy. That's why they're not really, chasing baits down, whether it's artificial or live baits. If you got live shrimp, they'll come get it, but you got to find those schools and basically put it in front of their faces. So slowing it down and finding them. And, sometimes depending on what the situation, what the tide level is, if it's sunny that day, I like to find the redfish up on the mud flats because that water warms up, But then again, it depends on the time of day and the tide.
Right. So we were down in Ponce Inlet, and we've got video of you catching a bluefish. We were out for a lot of the day, and you caught, I think, one bluefish.
Yeah, that's it. It was still a beautiful day.
It was still a beautiful day. So but do you use different bait? Is it really just about slowing down? Or do you use do you have other kind of tactics to attract them? Like, I guess they're lazier. So you have to do you have to bait them more? Like use those, what are those?
Chum bag.
I guess chum, or they, looks like chewing gum.
Oh, the fish gum.
Fish gum.
Yeah.
Something like that for extra flavor.
That stuff works. I mean, you've seen it work. We've tried it before, like off the pier. But yeah, I generally don't use.
You haven't tried it. So you don't know if that's...
I think the only reason we're using it that day is because the guy beside us was like, try this.
Yeah, try this. So, and from what you've said at the bait shops, when you're talking around or even watching some other YouTubers, just not a lot happening right there. So, this is our message to fishermen. So don't be so hard on yourself.
You're so sweet.
You guys can be really hard on yourselves if you don't catch a fish.
Yeah, can't catch them on the couch. I mean, that's the funny part is like, I know a couple historical spots that schools of redfish hang out on. So I can go, we could go out at low tide today and catch some fish, but then that gets, you want to, it's not as challenging. It's fun, but we've been out Ponce Inlet. That was a couple weeks ago. And, we've only actually fished there, 3 or 4 times? Fished, So every time we go down there, we're learning a little bit of something. But our research isn't, panning out. They're go to the jetties. And then we go out to the jetties, and there's 20 boats out there?
Yeah.
And I'm watching the whole time, and I see, the guy beside us caught one sheep's head.
Right.
We were there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, when we went this couple weeks ago.
Your dad and I got, a couple bites and one bluefish.
Right. one baby bluefish.
So I'm sure that the fish were on those jetties somewhere. And we were there during, the projected, prime feeding hour. We just weren't on them. And we moved around a pretty good amount.
So if anybody knows where the fish are,
send us the coordinates.
We promise not to share them.